Butcha, 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 butcha. You already knew that, don't ya?
Hello, welcome to Crazy for History. Today, we're going to look at public transportation as we transport ourselves in the public, and environmentalism. Two issues that are important issues in modern daily life. So, welcome to Crazy for History, and I hope you learned something. Anyways, starting out, most of us, residents of cities and maybe some more rural areas, we all have to use cars. We all need cars to get places. I live in Central Florida. It's about 95 degrees outside. So the easiest and best way to transport yourself is in an air-conditioned car, which happens to use a lot of gas. Now, and to some, it's burning fossil fuels. Oh, yes, I don't drive a hybrid. But when you think about it, what I do drive, my little car, okay, and the fossil fuels that it burns is actually cleaner and safer for the environment than what the alternatives would be if we did what was suggested of us, which would be riding bikes, okay? You know, the global warming people, they want you to ride a bike. Maybe they're okay with taking a horse, but there's a byproduct from horses too, and a cost. So we're gonna look at that and try to be a little on the intellectual side when we do that. Okay. So without further ado, let's look at some information about horses. Okay. Now you've got these people that that believe in anthropogenic global warming. Okay. Anthropogenic global warming. That means people. If you read history, you'll see that the world has fluctuated between hot and cold. I mean, that's why there was an ice age before, and now the ice age is ended. And we could see signs of the ice age having ended by glaciers melting. Now, there are some glaciers building in some parts of the world, but glaciers are melting overall. And that only means one thing, that the ice age is over. I'm sure when the ice age begins again, they'll have anthropogenic ice age. So for now, we're going to address anthropogenic global warming. So I drive a car. Most people drive cars. Okay. Now, let's take a look here. Horses. There's a source here, and this is talking about New York City, okay, and pollution caused by horses, all right? Horse and buggy, all that stuff. Okay, here you go. In New York City alone, at the turn of the century, horses deposited on the streets every day an estimated 2.5 million pounds of manure and 60,000 gallons of urine, accounting for about 2/3 of the filth that littered the city's streets. Okay? Wow. That's a lot of filth. I mean, can you imagine walking through that? Shit. Literally. All right. That's what's trying to get away from me. You under control? Okay. That's a lot of shit. So, let's go on. Excreta, shit, from horses in the form of dry dust, irritated nasal passages and lungs, then became a syrupy mass to wade through and track into the home whenever it rained. Okay? Now, if you've ever read Charles Dickens, he gets into a lot of this shitty street walking. Pip's arrival to London. He's very specific about how shitty it is in France in The Tale of Two Cities. So there's plenty of sources that let you know how shitty horses can be if that's the only way we're getting around. Now, they're not putting out fossil fuels. We're not burning fossil fuels by keeping, by having horses. We're just walking through shit and piss all day. So, okay, let's see what else here. New York insurance actuaries had established by the turn of the century that infections, diseases, including typhoid fever, we much more frequently contracted by livery, stable keepers, and employees than by other occupational groups, and an appeal to the Brooklyn Board of Health to investigate resulted in the institution of new municipal regulations on stables, compelling more frequent removal of excreta, excuse me, and disinfecting the premises. Now, okay, now there's a lot of information about horse shit in here, and piss from horses, but we're not going to get too crazy with that because, again, I don't want to take too much of your time. Okay, so 3 to 4 million pounds of manure had to be cleared each day. Wow. So you have to basically start a public department to clean shit up. Okay? Let's see, 40,000 gallons of urine had to be disposed of each day. Where is that shit gonna go? 15,000 dead horses had to be carted off each year. Fatalities from horses were 75% higher than today's fatality rate for autos. So apparently they didn't install seat belts on their horses. And they killed a lot of horses. And they had to dump a shitload of shit and piss. Where do you think they put that stuff? Now granted, it probably didn't hurt the ozone much, but it probably went in the water. So it probably polluted something. And it probably polluted a lot worse than our cars do. So don't feel so bad about driving your car or flying somewhere, because chances are you didn't fly in a private jet, and if you did, lucky you. Or good for you for your success. You should be proud. Okay, now let's talk about anthropogenic global warming. About global warming. The recovery of the Earth's climate from the Little Ice Age started about 200 years ago, but the concentration of the atmospheric carbon dioxide started to increase significantly as late as in the 1950s, probably due to rapidly increasing burning of fossil fuels. Probably. They don't know that for sure, but they're going to say probably, and they're going to twist it into a fact. Now, anybody knows anything about the scientific method? Okay, you make an observation. Okay, you create a theory. All right, you do some experiments. Okay, you collect your results, and then you come to a conclusion. All right, and an honest conclusion. Did these add up to this exactly? Now I don't think we could ever do it. I mean, maybe in 1,000 years we can look back and say, you know what, shit. Anthropogenic global warming is real. Or, probably not. Probably we'll be cavemen again because we blew ourselves up or did something freaking stupid to ourselves. Believe me, we have a lot more to worry about than burning fossil fuels. So, there you have it. And for those people, the reason why it's not so crazy today on Crazy for History is because people are going to call me crazy for not agreeing with anthropogenic global warming. So we talked about shit. We talked about anthropogenic global warming. Let's think about it. See the correlation? They're both shit. Hope you enjoyed watching this. Check us out at youtube.com. Crazy for History, and also look up at youtube.com. If you put in the search engine FLAGREEK GUY, Florida, it's basically Florida Greek guy, but it's FLA Greek guy. Okay, look us up on YouTube. We got a little channel. It's a little bit of stand-up comedy, clips, and sketches. I think you'll enjoy it. And if you don't, well, I mean, hopefully you enjoy this. If you don't enjoy this, there's a million places for you to go. That's good. That was Yingling Black and Tan. I finished a Yingling before I even started this. A lager. This is a Michelob Amber Bock. Now the Black and Tan's pretty good for mingling. It's not super, but it's pretty good. The Amber Bock I've got here, it's a good beer. Michelob Amber Bock is good. It used to be seasonal. Now it's buy it fucking whenever, probably because they just throw shit in it. But the Yingling, this is my favorite beer. It comes from Pennsylvania. We also, I think, brew it here in Tampa.
Butcha, 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 butcha. You already knew that, don't ya?